So Jayson Tatum is fresh off winning an NBA championship, and he just signed a 5-year, $315 million deal. That's insane. And he also had made $446 million in the NBA. Now, if you think all that money he's making is impressive, it's not as impressive as who is his financial advisor and what he does with his money. I give you a hint. His financial advisor is not even certified. He recently did a video with Grand Ben Singer where he sat down and he explained how he handled his finances and who his financial advisor is. You really want to watch this video, and I'm going to give you guys my comments because it's extremely interesting and motivating.
Your mom today plays what role in your business?
My mom is like the overseer, right? Everything goes through her.
A good overseer too.
The best, because it's like, there's nobody more trustworthy than my mom. She is over everything that has to do with Jayson Tatum.
Now that is amazing. Having your own mother to become your financial advisor and oversee all of your money. Now, I know what you're thinking, 'cause I thought the same thing as well. Some parents out there, I don't know, man, you hear about horrible stories about how they take all their kids' money. But if you have a parent that is really, truthfully out looking for you and doing everything for your best interest, it will become an amazing relationship. Him and his mom are really, really, really close. So the fact is, she has his best interest and she's handling all his money because, let's be quite honest, okay, Jayson Tatum was like 19, 20 when he made the NBA. If you were given $100 million, would you let your mom oversee all your money or your dad? Probably not, because we were not as smart and as wise to admit that we're not good with money and let someone else help you. We'll probably be spending it and balling like crazy. So I give Tatum extreme props for admitting what he doesn't know and he needs help with.
It's not efficient for 7 different people to be trying to get in contact with Jayson. So that all goes through me, and then I call him. I mean, I see him every day. He spends most of the time in my house, so then I let him know, look, I need 45 minutes, and he has to come in, and then I just knock everything out.
And the pros and cons of that are what?
The cons are, sometimes when I go take trips with my friends, and it's only probably once, maybe twice a year, but we'll go out, LA, Vegas, or Miami, and she'll call me in the morning. She'll be like, "Who is Mr. Jones?" She's like, "And why did you give him $12,000?" I'm like, "Mom, we had a good time last night." She's like, "I'm just making sure this was you, and somebody didn't take your card."
Now that is the odd thing, okay? If you want to go hang out with your friends, you go to a strip club, and next thing you know, your mom is calling you. What are you doing there? Why are you wasting money? What's going on? Get your ass home. Oh man, that gotta be a very weird situation to know exactly what you're spending and what you're doing. But hey, she's out there trying to protect him and trying to make sure no one's taking advantage of him. So that's pretty cool that she's as on top of his money. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. But I don't think I would like someone to be so on top of my money to a point where I spend 12 grand and I'm getting a phone call. That is very difficult. Now, to have what she said in the beginning, someone to reach out to her when you want to reach out to him, that way she could kind of weed some stuff out and then present it to him, like a business idea or some type of sponsorship. That's great. But to know exactly what you spend, she has to be really on top of all his spending. She may be sleeping at night, 2 in the morning, getting an alert from the bank, more than $10,000 has been spent. She's like, "Jayson, what is going on? Why you out spending all this money?"
Jayson likes nice things. He likes nice watches. Technically, I can't say no, right? But I'm the one that processes all the wires and gets receipts and then insures everything and stuff like that. So he's always coming. I can tell on his face when he walks in my office that there's about to be a wire.
Oh, really?
It's just this expression on his face, and I know exactly what it means that I need to send someone some money. He's already picked something out. And when he tells me sometime the price, I'm like, "What does this watch do?" And he's like, "But it's not the Celtic money." And that's his little running joke.
Now, man, that is a beautiful thing. He's a mama's boy, but not in the sense of cooking for him and cleaning for him and doing all those things that are always associated with being a mama's boy. You're talking about she does all the wires, gets all the receipts, puts insurance on stuff that most likely he would, listen, he's busy being a basketball player. He's busy enjoying life. Things he would just not think about. And she's on point. She is on point handling all of those things to make sure her son, her baby boy, is protected. That is a very, very beautiful, special relationship.
So we had a deal before I got drafted that I couldn't spend the money I make from the Celtics, that we had to live off endorsements. And her and my accountant agreed. They didn't know that I would make, as much as I did off the court. So in my mind, I gotta spend that money. All that money, it gotta go. I gotta enjoy it.
Now that's smart. That is really smart. And what's interesting about the dynamic as well is this. She is really young as well. She had Jayson at a very young age. You can imagine when she was young, in her 20s, she's seeing her, her mid-20s, seeing her baby boy become so great in basketball and probably thinking, one day we're gonna make it. Okay, one day we're gonna get out of the hood and we're gonna make it. That was probably the mentality, I struggled so much when I was younger because listen, having a baby when you're a teenager, life is really, really hard. And everyone is telling you that you're not gonna make it, how difficult it is, and you feel shame. They do all these things to a lot of people who get kids very young. In her case, you would think, right? Worst case scenario, I'm sorry, this is where mine goes. As soon as she starts making some money, she's gonna do what? Inflate her lifestyle, she's gonna ball out, she's gonna be the queen, and she's gonna have all this money. And that wasn't the case. They both together decided all the money he makes in the NBA, he is not gonna spend. And he's gonna put that money to the side, and all the money he makes on sponsorships, that's what he's gonna spend. That is amazing to have that vision, to understand that NBA money is not gonna last. So let's save that. The endorsements, they could last a little longer. Okay, even if he's not in the NBA, he could still do some sponsorship and endorsements and get some type of gigs out there. That could continue going. But the fact is, to save that amount of money, man, listen, how many of us out there will accumulate $446 million and really not touch it? Save it, and can you imagine a compound interest? If he had that money in a Vanguard, an index fund, and just let it sit there, how much money in compound interest that would make? Nah, I know there's people out there, flip homes, whatever. I'm talking about something really simple as far as just putting money into an index fund. $446 million sitting in the index fund, living off that interest, that safe withdrawal rate being 4%. Let me do the math real quick with you guys here. If it's a million, then if it's $1 million and it's $40,000 a year, he could take out 4%, right? If he does that, so that's 40,000. So then 10 million would be 400,000, right? So that's 400,000 times 4. I'm not even gonna do the math. You guys should do the math. I'll probably do it and post in this video because right now my mind is just blown how much money he can make on interest.
I'm always going to be his mom, but he's still a grown man, and my job is to give him as much information as possible so he can make informed decisions. But I also tell him all the time, like, if you make a decision and it turns out not to be, the best one, or things don't turn out the way we'll figure that out too. I'll help you clean it up, and we're going to hold our head high. We're going to learn whatever lesson needs to be learned, and we're going to move on to the next thing.
Wow, I'm just so amazed. She looks like an awesome mom. She really does. They can make mistakes, son. It's all good. It's all good. We could clean it up. We could learn from him. We could grow together. She is by his side through thick and thin. That's a beautiful relationship that they have. It really is. A lot of times you hear, especially with teenage pregnancy, they treat their kid like that's their best friend. Oh, we're best friends, or whatever the case may be. No. She has that look too, okay, guys? You've seen that look she has. She looks really serious. I'm pretty sure Jayson got that look a few times when he's acting up when he was a kid, and he got that look and he was probably petrified because she looks like she is serious. She does not play no games with her baby boy. She is really serious, and I love it. It is so refreshing to watch.
I think we just have a different level of appreciation, and in some ways it hindered because there's things that are very new to us now, even from like investing or, different levels of assets, and never had that. I've never even had an extra $100 a month to put away in investments or savings. So in some ways we had to learn a lot. But I think for the most part, just we're not that far removed from living check to checks.
That's the key to it all. You remember where you came from, okay? When you come from the grind, you come from the bottom, you come from the struggle, there's one or two things you can do, which I find it extremely fascinating how Some people will come from that situation and they start spending like crazy and they live life like it's never gonna end, and they just spend. That money is never gonna go away. We see a lot of stories like that, and it's really sad and it's really unfortunate, especially in the NBA. Well, the NBA, they make a lot more, but can you even believe it? In the NBA, with the guaranteed contracts, people still go broke after the NBA. You see a lot in football and other things as well, but in the NBA, it's kind of rare, sort of, but it does happen. But in her case, they took the opposite direction. They said, we know where we came from, okay? We know the struggle. And you know what? We made some beautiful things in the struggle. We learned so much in this struggle. What we're gonna do is make sure that we take care of our future for all those things we dreamed of when we were kids, right? All those times I was dreaming of taking you to Disney, taking you traveling, taking you to all these places. Now we wanna make sure we set up our future in order for you to enjoy this money with my grandson. Because Jayson does have a kid, and I'm pretty sure a lot of things he's doing is to make sure his kid is set when he gets to the age where he's gonna be on his own and needs to be responsible. That is a beautiful thing. That is like, they're creating generational wealth so lovely. And as you see in the picture, she's not dressed all crazy and all this jewelry, these big glasses, designer stuff. No, she looks really humble and really quiet and understanding. This is my baby boy's money. And the number one thing I'm put here on the earth to do, right, on this earth to do, is to take care of my baby boy and make sure he's safe. This video is really beautiful, really inspiring, and that's something you guys need to pay attention to. Just because now you're in the struggle, when you start getting some money, some raises, a large windfall, whatever the case may be, you need to remember where you came from. And you need to pay special attention to lifestyle creep. And do not let lifestyle creep just take over your life. You need to be smart with your money, invest, and continue doing that. And if you're getting all these raises and you're getting all these bonuses, just act like it doesn't exist, put it into a savings account and continue living your life and enjoying your life.